Oh my god. This place sometimes. This place sometimes. Like.
And now this semester, that submission issue. So like, Holcomb had his shit together, is what I'm saying. Everyone else is a fucking mess. I hope I didn't say that on stream.
No, no, I wasn't. I'm not doing. It's okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I hope it's not recorded and broadcast out into like the Facebook group.
That'd be pretty funny. No. But I am about to start soon, so
I'm gonna get back to work.
I'll see you later.
See you then.
Survive.
How do you pronounce your name again? I'm like half sure I pronounce it wrong every time.
No, I feel like you pronounce it right every time. Devon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Think it. D, Devon. Any of those names work. It's especially if you're facing me and saying words.
Yeah. No. Just like. I know I heard it once correctly when you said it to me freshman year, because we're on like CS 100 or something together. I was like, then I hear everyone like say it slightly differently.
Because I tell people slightly differently. I'm not. It doesn't bother me like to have my name pronounced multiple ways or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to actually ask. Was like, I should ask this. It's probably a good idea.
See ya. Documents. Did you bring products? Oh, God. Godot, C sharp, Rockoban, retrospective. Let's open up day 14. Still low level 1. Yeah, because I think I'm able to play with that too. Gimme.
Yeah. Oh, so I want something that I would like for you to try. No, like we're not wanting everybody to buy it and go through it. But like, then you have to go through again. Yeah, with the differences. Oh, throw that one out there. Yeah, we would most likely. But if you were to go back, if you get that back here from this guy, you'd have to pay again. Like that's what. No. And the quicker pass also is like your safety. Like you're safe from this guy here, and a lot of you actually get the that guy. That's fine. So it doesn't really matter. It's just a quicker route. I feel like I'm annoying it. Oh yeah, you could just have just like a little bowl. Sharp. Yeah. I literally whenever I see like more challenges from what we're going to well, here I am really annoying. And like I'm just sad to be here and I'm talking to that. I'm not a good friend. I'm not here. So you should test it. And I'm gonna go. So I'm not gonna
I felt so refreshed.
Documents, Godot projects, C sharp, Rockoban.
You roll the dice to control this guy, and you can
Hello. Yep, everything's working just fine. Alright. Hello, everybody. Or anybody. Welcome to my 15th day of game development. And uh, it does kind of look a little weird because I'm in my OBS. I wanted to show you guys a new paste duplicate. A new thing I got. That's not it, but that was close. I got a new badge for reaching my 14th day of game development. See, here it is right here. It comes out huge every time, but I'm gonna shrink it down and put it on this page. Let you guys see like the fruits of all my hard work. This picture, and I think the pictures are really well done. Almost. I'm just gonna compare it to the size of this one. It's a little bit big, so I'll make it much smaller. That's getting there. I'll just size it up a little bit more. Boom! 14 days! Yeah! Well, now let's get back to it. Today's day number 15. And there, it re-imported my asset. Nice. The last time we were here, I was able to get some crates loaded onto the screen once the player hit the start menu, and it looks pretty empty right now. I actually removed all the objects because now I can have them be loaded at runtime or when the game is running, and I'll demonstrate that by winning the game. Ooh. Cannot place pawn menu tile. It placed it eventually. Go to the main menu, which is instantaneous, by the way, and same thing with the start menu. And you see there are 2 blocks, and those you can see that over here, like they did not initially start over here, but instead I had them loaded in from a JSON file outside of this. And from the last time we were doing this, one of the things that I now understand is a little bit different is where those JSON files get saved and where the game is initially looking for those files. I'll have to go pull it up on a YouTube video, but it's pretty useful information for when I want to actually export my game and have it work on Windows and Linux. See, we can go to my history. You can see it here. This guy, Johnny Gostev, was very helpful with this, and I'm really glad that he showed the file path for where we need to go. Right here. Yep. The local share Godot app user data name for Linux and Mac, and then Windows is in the app data /name. So app demo roaming Godot. I'm gonna I guess hard code these, or I'm gonna look in these folders actually to see if I have some user app data in there, or if I put some in there when I export, it'll actually look there for those. So right now it's not showing all of my files, so I have to go to hidden files and go to local, share, Godot's in here. Yeah, user app data. And look, I see Rockoban in here. I see some mono stuff, monologues. But what I want to see, and I see prototypes in here. I have some. I had no idea that I was making data in these folders. So, Godot app user data, and in the name of the project. I wonder if I drop a JSON file in here, or my level 1 JSON file, if I'll be able to read that when I export the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. I'm gonna open a new file directory. Yeah, say this one might be a little a little bit less of me actually working in Godot and more or less working around Godot. I'm I'm trying to work with files that Godot doesn't degenerate with its exports when you export your executables or your binaries, and it kind of bugged me that when I tried last night to export my game that those JSON files were not showing up. So I kind of want to fix that as a part of my goal to load level 1 completely. And I saved my JSON files inside of the Godot project. Rockoban, Rockoban. And it's under, I believe, prefab level 1 JSON. So I'll go ahead and copy and paste that like this here. Now that I know that that's there, and I'll try to run the game from from my from my binary, which is in this bin folder over here. If that doesn't work, I'll just continue on and I'll work on it later, and I'll try to actually add more to that level 1 JSON file. And say probably like off screen figure out exactly where that goes, because I don't think the doing that's going to be that fun to show at all. Assets, binary, Linux, run, and you crash. No, why are you crashing? I love you. Ah, it's crashing for some reason. That's odd. I'll have to come back to that. I'm causing something to crash. Anyway, one of the things that I think I could quickly go and work on is actually loading the player via that JSON, that level 1 JSON, giving the player somewhere to be specifically, because the goal of the game is to have both players touch each other, and it's easy when there's nothing in the room, and I want to kind of give a challenge by putting blocks in the way that you can move and other obstacles down the line. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing development on like my first actual level using like the Rockoban style. Projects, C#, yeah. I probably should have just left this like open this folder over here. Bin license prefab using VS Code or some other thing so that it stayed open and I could reuse it. But yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I have tile 1 and tile 2. Now I want to think about getting player 1 and player 2 to the level. So I'll throw some stuff down there. Player 1. And comma. Player 2. I have to figure out, I have to look at the code that I'm using to actually instance them in the scripts to figure out what they actually need to be in the level, or what data needs to persist in between the levels. But to make it quick, I'll probably just write it down. I have a notepad next to me, so I can do that. Yay. So, Godot. Let's go open the world. And so all this right here, I need a name. I need the type, an ID, the Z index, the well, I don't necessarily need the z index or the z as relative. Those are values that I don't really expect to change very much, but maybe we can do a color. That sounds like fun, and that's it. Oh, the let's not forget the x and y values for the position, and now I think that's it. Let me compare that to what I had for the blocks to see if I'm missing anything. Oh yeah, the path. The, the path of the player too. So I'll go ahead and start off by grabbing the same stuff for the tile and just adding on to it. So the name is going to be player 1. It's uh it's their path is going to be from the path up here. Let me go ahead and grab that. Control C. So the type that they are is -2. I remember that from this README. Players are -2. X and Y values. Let's put one guy at 1-1. Okay, now we got some other things. Type, like the ID of the player. I don't know if I should use caps or not. I will keep it all lowercase except for the X and Y values. ID 1 for player 1. I'll go. Let's do the color. I think I can post the color codes as in here also in this README. That would probably be useful too. Color. I can't scroll up and down, but there's so many colors. There's so many colors that they have already set for you. I'll grab it from the web. So Godot color. Yep, you found all the colors. All of these. I'll just go ahead and there. Grab that. Here, paste that in the README. Tile types are. Colors are. And there's just you know, a crazy amount of them. I'm gonna tab them in so it looks a little bit neater. There. Back to this. Basically, player 2 is going to be the same. Control C, Control V, but instead their name's going to be player 2. And they're going to have an X and Y of I lie on a 13 by 8 grid, so I could put them at like 8-8. That doesn't conflict with any of my other ones. And I'll give you an ID of 2, and I'll give you a color. I'll give you a new color. Now that I have these colors, aquamarine. Control V. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna use lowercase. Color. Color. Alright. Tile 2, tile 1. Everything's looking pretty good. There, now to try to get rid of the code over here in the world. So we no longer need these right here. Yep, and you're super mad too. But we're creating the level from JSON, level 1. When you hit the start button, we're adding players. You're adding the players this way. Let's actually put that back. Yeah, this is happening in the beginning of the game. We're adding these players like this. And then let's say it should just work. But now I've got some new variables to take care of. Because this assumes that everything is a tile, and it puts everything in a tile array, position name, and all of these other nice things. But these keys don't necessarily exist for the player. I'm gonna do. What am I gonna do? I want to do it like an if statement, like if the type is, or if the name is player, then do this extra stuff for player. Yeah. Not sloppy, but I think that's gonna work the best. I can't have these be the same name. Let's see. I mean, the only difference really is the ID and the color. I think I'm gonna be able to instance them both. I just have to figure out or think about how I want to do that. For each tile, instance via the path, and then change all these things. And I guess it's really just up to like if they exist. if it exists, then make the position 0. Well, I guess if we're making the position 0 for everything. Everything should be centered on the screen. Obviously in their own scene, and I want to verify that. But anything else, it really becomes a if this value exists, and we know that these ones exist. So what I'll do is I'll say if level JSON, we know it's a tile. We know this. Say this value is going to be for the ID. The ID lowercase. If this exists, then set it.
Hey, my mom Susan is a wonderful lady.
Instance.id equals this one. There. Safely checking that things exist. So yeah, so this could become a really big file if I do it this way, but I'm not afraid. And we'll do the same for the color. If tile.color exists. This one's a little weird. It's not instance.color, but it's instance modulate color in blue. Yeah. Let me just go ahead and grab this right here. Control C. And in my JSON parser, Control V, instance modulate equals color, and not this color, but the level JSON's color. Tile color. I should really be doing that for all of them, and like otherwise like break, and not break, but like print a message, hey, like failed to get these properties. It's like, how much do I really want to do that today? And because I could spend, again, I won't spend all day doing that. I'll spend some time doing that, to be honest. There, I'll do these two together because they don't make sense otherwise. Level JSON dot tile.
You gonna be a wingman for me? I guess. It actually really hurt my heel.
Or it's not dot tile.
My hip was about to pop. No, you did. You coming over? Let's go. I'll drive you home.
Tab. There we go. Doesn't make sense otherwise. If you didn't have a type, I'm sorry. For this one, it should really break on. If you don't have a type, then you don't belong on the grid. And name. Tile. Ooh, or let's say broke. Okay, there we go. I believe this is gonna work. If anything, I should see that I get duplicate players. I should see duplicate players. This is my hope. Let's move this guy off of 1-1. Let's go ahead and main menu, start, broken. Invalid get index on ID. I can't say it exists. Why? I want to check if it exists. Come on, guys. How do I validate my array? You can't just return me garbage. Return garbage. Hey. Hey, man. Yeah, I broke it. So.
What's up?
I'm trying to index into this is a map right here, and I'm trying to index using ID as a key, but of course it doesn't exist. I just want to validate it.
Oh, like does it exist? I
Yeah.
bet there's a function that checks.
Yes, who are you? Yes, you play guitar?
What can I do? I wonder if is it all the way at the bottom? Dictionary. I wonder if it has anything that lets me check if it has a key. There we go. Return true if the dictionary has a given key. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Well, if it works, then yes. And then I'll change the rest of them too. If you has, let's see, tile dot has. Does that work? Is that how that works? Oh gosh. ID. If you has the ID, then to make the ID the thing. And I'll do the same thing for color. I don't know why I keep trying to copy paste. Dot has color. And let's see, if I click on it, does it exist? No, I swear you exist. You're a function. I just saw you. You're a function. I just saw you. I believe in this function, guys. So we're gonna run it again, and we're gonna see what happens. Didn't break just yet. Let's get this guy off of 1-1. Okay, not broken, not broken. Main menu, start. Ah, we got a duplicate guy and a crate. I wonder if I can move them both. Yeah. Could not place player 2 at gear position 8-8 though. And could not place a crate at 3-3. Yeah, I'm just like putting stuff all over the place. I could have sworn I cleared the board of all the stuff. Maybe I did that wrong. I don't know. Also, you see, I don't have these blocks as things. I should probably make them real things too. That would help, or at least the ones on the inside. At least I don't care about the ones on the outside. Those are gonna stay forever. But say one step closer. Go to level. Yep, we're just let me go over here to the grid and figure out what's going wrong, or like print what's going wrong at least. Cannot grow tile, not an open tile, and then I'm gonna add on to this really long string. Exist at. Oh, okay. This one isn't. That's growing the tile. I need to go all the way to the bottom to add pawn. Can I place pawn to blank? And then I'll put what's actually there. Because say the tile wasn't open. Yeah, I'll just make another print statement. And it'll be one of those. Blank. And then what exists? And I have to find what it is, so I can say like, I think I can say get pawn. And then I have to pass it in a grid position, which is grid position. Blank, and then convert that to a string. Exists, or string. Blank exists. If I can spell exist right. I never really can. Exists. I still don't know if I spelled it right. At that location. And I want to make sure that get pawn is returning something I can deal with. Return child. Yeah. We're gonna try this out and see what's still at the location. It's probably one of the the menu buttons are still there. Non-existent string constructor. Let's, ooh. Maybe get font and then dot name. Continue tile exists at that location. Okay, and then we go to the main menu, boop, and we hit start. Invalid get index on base nil. Aw. Aw. I'm gonna get rid of that print statement. I feel uncomfortable about that. I feel comfortable because the code base is starting to get bigger and I want my code to be less confusing. I want to have less errors, but that's not how coding works. The more code you write, the more confusing it's gonna get. It just happens to be that fact. Like, I got one guy in. Where's my other guy at? Let's see. He could not. Yeah, and it's like it couldn't place him at 8-8, but maybe I can place him at a different location. Maybe 8-8 is too far. So JSON parser, or it's not the JSON parser, but let's do 6-6 instead. 6-6 is a place. There, change that. Load it up again. And main menu and start. Ah, look at there. I got there. Both my guys, they exist. 8-8 was just bad. All of that. Yep. Super buggy. Hey, look. Everybody's here. Multiple people are here. I need to make sure that the only one player exists now. Like I've got myself in a really fancy loop where there's just an amazing bug. I'm gonna keep creating players unless I clear them off of the screen and put them back.
We'll see her at her place soon.
Let's go.
Well, guys. Yeah. That's definitely way cool. Okay.
Okay, so like yeah, I guess it's also because I'm not necessarily starting in the main menu like I should be. Instead, I'm starting here. But what if instead of adding the player and all this stuff, or let me go look at my world. Let me make sure there's nothing in. So there's some stuff in the world. These things exist, and they need to go. So to verify that they leave, or instead of verifying that they leave, I'm gonna make them a block called like brick, or what would I call those? Or say, I guess make my I have my main menu. I should start there now. Now that I can move into level 1, I can get rid of all of that stuff in there. I'm actually surprised that well, I'm not surprised that stuff exists. I can try to remove that stuff. There we go. And just have an empty board. And There should be nothing. I had not even players up there now, or I guess the players are still up there because I told my game to add them. Now that they're there, I can go ahead and I can get rid of them from there and like actually have the first thing that happens should be loading my start menu, and it'll look very much so like this function right here. Control C. And it'll look go to level. You know what? I'll just yeah. Why am I trying to copy that when I can just call that function? Go on, go to level, and it takes in a level 1. Just go to the next level. Hey man. I believe in that, and it should start up level 1 now. Like, I should go make an actual main menu, which wouldn't be too hard. There, I got my guys in there. They're different colors. I'm not sure about that turquoise color though, but I got 2 blocks in, and I'm getting closer and closer to being able to make a level the way I would like to. I think the next thing that I have to do, if I'm gonna, well, load level 1, is to create a one of those bricks. I need it'd be nice to have one of those bricks that's able to block the player's path, and then I can start like making the puzzle. But like that's I have the start of a game. Oh, let's see if I can get back to the start menu. I think my logic still works, where I can get back to the start menu, but I am not clearing my players, which I think I can go do now. Before I was preventing my players from being cleared, but now I think I can actually go and clear my players from the screen. Now I'm loading them from the JSON, and they can just keep reloading from the JSON. And perfect. And I know that's in the grid. When I call clear, I'm child type. If it's the player, if it's not the player, but now instead I'm just gonna I'm every child. We're gonna get rid of every child. Clear. We're setting all the cells, and then every child is gonna just go away. Make sure it's tabbed correctly. There, and yep, it loaded level 1, and they probably should stay for winning the game. But when you go to the main menu, I have to get rid of them. But I feel like my clear function is complete. I may just put a boolean in there, like with or without the players. And if that's set, then do this. And I think that would be easier. Let's see, all tiles, or no, or it's a boolean. All tiles. And it'll be if all tiles is equal to true. Can I? Or let's bring back some of the logic, my player logic. Yeah. And now I can put all tiles. Or I want to put a boolean, like a true or false, like with or without the players. I think saying all tiles kind of says it. but not really. Param. Boolean value of whether or not to clear or not to exclude players when clearing the board of all tiles. There you go. Is all tiles? Is all tiles? Yes. So I can say if is dot
Yes, I mean that I started at 10 and then it never happened. So
if it is all tiles. Yeah, that's true. Else, cue everybody.
try again.
And then I think I can give this a default value too.
Fail.
If default is true, so I can just say clear. There, that's a clear. That includes everything but the players. If I want to, so by default it'll clear every. By default it'll clear everything. I need to switch these. Now that I see, if it is all tiles, Control V, do this. Otherwise, clear everything but the player. Control V, there. Tab and tab these in, boom, and tab that. Perfect. So if it is all tiles, then queue everything, and then whether get rid of everything. But otherwise, we're doing everything but the player. I could probably even put like what tiles to exclude, like up there. I'll keep it true or false for now. Very fancy clear. And then I do believe it's in the request move where I'm calling these functions. So on the player is chosen to start the game, so we should clear everything. We should clear all the tiles. And the player is chosen to go to the main menu, or the players have won, and that should be false. And then say the players chosen to go to the main menu. We'll say false for this one too. Well, let's go. Let's see if I got my Boolean value, my Boolean logic correct. So they exist in the level. Happy. Let's there we go. There, so they still persist when you win, and they still persist when you go to the main menu. And now when I start, we should see that they die. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to see. And we can continue that process, and now it's not so broken. Alright. But back to the world. Instead of, yeah, we're loading level 1. Why don't we load the menu and start there, that would be cool. Or I can just start building level 1. Hmm. I don't know if I want to just go to the start menu every time like that. I'm kind of lazy. Oh, yeah, sorry. Something caught my eye. I have 10 minutes. So I think it would be best to leave doing the level 1 till later. I can draw it out. And that'll give me time to draw it out. And instead, I'll get the player to start on the main menu, which means I'll make a main menu JSON, which is gonna be level 0. Level 0 dot JSON.
Press slowly. I love their paint. It is really, really strong pigments. Like, it is really beautiful.
And we can go ahead and copy. There's going to be a single tile in it right now. Control C, level 0, Control V. I think everything needs to be in this right here. We'll call it start, or tile 1's fine, or start tile. Tile 1. These names right here don't matter as much as these names down here do. Object is going to be the start tile. Yeah. Sure. Let's place it at. It's not type 1. It has its own type. Called 6, or not 6, but start. Start is 7. Load that tile in. Yeah, let's place it at 3-3 for now to make sure that it works, and then I'll move it into a better place soon after. And we'll go to level 0. I need to make sure to say clear everything. Well, no, because the players aren't gonna be there. It should just be a button and the level. Look, that was quick. Like, I'm happy. I kind of want to put it where it was last time. Which I can look down here, right here, at position 6-5. There we go. 6-5. Yeah. Load that in. Oh, I'm gonna say yeah, and I'm gonna make the menu levels like the negative numbers to make this cool. Boom. That works. And now my UI, I think I can go back into this panel. It's named You Win. If I name it Rockoban, I don't think I'll get the U one right. I may have to change the text on that. Rockoban. Darn. Oh, and then I can center this one. Center. Yeah. Let's go into your script. Let's make sure that when you win, we change the text to say you win. Control C. Control V. You win. You're a winner. And I probably have to center it also. I'll use this right here to center it. Control C. Control V. Boom. But now I should start with a black screen. Nope. Or you know, I'm not starting with the black screen because I set that defaults in code. Let's try it now. Let's just start with a blank screen and no players. Yeah, and now let's go add the players back because they deserve to be in that scene. I'm happy. Yes, like it's coming along very nicely. Player 1 and player 2. I'll grab them both. Control C. Start tile. Yeah, players before tiles, fine. And players exist. I do want to put both players kind of down there also. I don't know if, yeah, that looks about right. Or no, it's like halfway to my.
That's where this, it's meant to counter this, but I own them because I don't want to. Roll a 2 for attack.
Well, only one player got loaded. Kick.
Ends my turn.
Yep. Let's sort out these bugs. I think the player needs to have a
Okay.
is this button?
Well done.
That's odd. You couldn't place player 1 at 1-1. Is it because when I start the game I'm not clearing? I thought I was clearing everybody off.
Oh, sorry. I mean, my 1 to 5.
So players start clear. Oh, I'm not specifying.
Okay, so
Let's specify true. Oh, okay, yeah, on start, I'm doing all this. I'm emitting signal and going to level 1. But I feel like the offset for the level 1 is kind of off, or for my player is off, and it's actually hard to tell with this panel on. So let's go check what's off about this. So my start button seems to be, oh yeah, I forgot the menu tiles need to have that offset. They absolutely need to have that offset. And for whatever reason, he's not being placed correctly either. But so they're at least being placed like semi correctly. Let me specify that offset for the button. It's luckily I say I don't remember in which direction it is that they need to be offset, but I'm glad I still have it up here. Add pawn, location, and then this right here can be offset. And then I'll just specify for each tile the offset, so I don't have to like do too much weird code stuff. Yeah. So like for this level 0, it's gonna be an offset X and an offset Y. Or no, I'm not gonna do that. Now I'm thinking about it. That's done via code. So I need to read in that this is a tile or menu tile, which all my menu tiles are from 3 to 7. Well, we'll try to keep it that way. that's information I can use to determine like what the offset is. See, or I can write a switch statement. Hmm. Because I definitely can't write. I can write that actually. I'm not changing my cell size, and I practically know that value. Yeah, I feel like it'd be better if I read in the offset than if I didn't. But I also like just I feel like hard coding it is going to be uh a little too much. It goes in a lot of places. This offset for both of them. So um, writing code it is. Um, and I'll just do it based on the type. Yeah. Offset. It's going to be an empty vector too when we start. But then we're going to match. We're going to match the tile dot type. And it's because I have that. I have that all over the place. and like really it's only between I have I guess the two types of cells. I have the square ones and I have the rectangle UI ones. And there are so which one are there? There's about an even amount of both, honestly. So I should probably write is it case? Let's go to grid. I'll finish up this and then I'll probably end the stream. Uh, global events, tile type, level select. There, like that. And I'll put a bunch of them together. Or can I put pass right here? Does that work? Okay. Yeah, I'll compound a bunch of them together. Man, I really don't want to have to do this because it's just going to get bigger and bigger as I add more tiles. You see, like, I guess so. That's the sacrifice I'm making. Either I write the offset specifically in the JSON file for each tile, or I write it here in code, and I if I write it here in code, it's just gonna be make this function a lot longer than it needs to be. But if I write it in my JSON, then I feel like I'm gonna be writing some redundant information. I wanna think more on that actually, Ed. I don't think I want a better solution than either of those. And I feel like there is some there has to be somewhere if I want to do this. So I want to sit and think on that. So I'll write that in like one of my improvements and something for me to think about next time. But say that'll conclude the stream. Thank you for those who are watching. I really appreciate you people who come and watch me run my game in Godot or make it in Godot, because Godot isn't that famous of an engine, and I really enjoy the exposure that I get with it. So, thank you, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.